Take number 8. Why is it important to reconcile your indirect rates?
Several companies use their accounting system to calculate their indirect rates, but they don't go a step further and reconcile their indirect rates to their financial statement. So it's an important part of your month-end process. You could potentially leave money on the table that you could recoup from the government if you don't include all your costs in your indirect rate calculation.
What reconciliations should be done?
Most accounting systems have a statement of indirect expenses, which is the report that will show the calculation of your indirect rates. So I would recommend taking that statement of indirects and reconciling it to your income statement to ensure that all your allowable direct and indirect costs from your statement of indirects tied to your income statement. We suggest 3 additional reconciliations. The first one would be proving your rates. You're going to take the rates that you calculated and you're going to apply them to your direct costs, and you should come back with your allowable direct and indirect costs per your income statement. The second one would be a summation of all your job costs. It's like a large company-wide job status report. You're taking all your direct costs from your jobs, you're taking all your indirect costs that you use to birth your jobs, you add those all up, and once again come back to your allowable direct and indirect costs per your income statement. And then the final one is using your G&A base to reconcile your rates. If you have a total cost input base, you're going to take that G&A base, you're going to add it to your G&A pool, and those two should equal your allowable direct and indirect costs per your income statement. Now, if you have a subcontractor handling or material handling rate, which is a value-added G&A base, you're going to take that G&A base, you're going to add your direct materials and direct subcontractor costs, and then add your G&A pool, and that number, that total, should come back to your allowable direct and indirect costs per your income statement.
How do you do this?
So as part of your month-end process, what you're going to do is you're going to identify your unallowable costs and exclude those. Then you're going to calculate your rates, whether you use an accounting system or you do it manually. You'll allocate those costs to your contracts. Your accounting system is going to automatically do that, but if you're using Excel, you're going to apply those indirect rates to your contracts. And then you're going to take the total of the, I told you about the 4 reconciliations, and you'll reconcile using those 4 reconciliations to your income statement.